and I'm not about to change. And I have no apologies to make. Because unless you say as it is, there are many people who will suffer. Usiwaje Kenya. Na mimi nataka kuomba wana Secretary General. What you mentioned about delocalization is bothering many teachers. And it will be worse because the fuel has been increased and the cost of transport will be crazy that no teacher will afford. The cost of living is on another level. You stood on a platform of bottom up. Kusaidia wale wanyonge, alafu waende juu. Lakini sasa hivi mmesahau. Mkiongeza fuel, mnatesa wale wa chini zaidi kushinda wale wa juu. Ngo mmoja wako kwa fuel to go test you. Na mtu waje kututisha hapo kidogo ati
you know, they say when you've seen the light, everything becomes a wastage of time. I'm looking at one man by the name Alfred Cher, and I just came across his video. The one bald man from Nandi Hills who is giving the president sleepless nights. No, when your people decide to tell you the reality, those are the people who loves you. When the people close to you tells you the reality, those are the people who loves you. And now, I've been looking at this video. I've seen, I know that you've seen it at the beginning of this video. And I've been asking myself so many questions. I mean, is it because Alfred Keter lost the nomination to someone else because he was cancelled, he was denied to vie under the UDA umbrella? That's why he's bitter? Or is it because he loves our country so much that he's so willing to go against all odds and tell the president face to face that this and this and that is wrong? When you listen on how Alfred Keter was giving his sentiments in a barrio somewhere in Nandi, he faced the president and his team. He told them about the Mamamboga person that they campaigned against and they campaigned for, and you know, they went and campaigned and told that you're the people, you're the right people that we are going to consider first. And now when it came to the slotting of things and the way things have been done, kumbe Mamamboga was the person to feed their stomachs and make them feel great, because they don't have anything for the Kenyan people. Mamamboga alidanganywa, mtu wa bodaboda alidanganywa, and all these things. No, when Alfred Keter was talking about the education sector, he was so bitter because he talked about reformation of the education sector in terms of bringing in teachers or recruiting teachers and many other things. But what stood for me was when it got to the costs of the high living of cost. He told the president that, you see, you don't expect mwalimu to come to school and yet transport inaendelea kuongezeka, mshahara iongezeki. You don't expect things to happen that wanafunzi wafunzwe na walimu wafunze wanafunzi, and yet these teachers don't even have transport to get them to the school. They don't even have facilitation that will get them to the schools where wanafundisha watoto. You know, you see, he spoke about the price of fuel. How the price of fuel may hike. It may end up to 200 and something, and yet the president wants things to happen. Walimu waongezwe mishahara, but on the other side, they want these teachers to perform. Now they forget that mwalimu ni mtu wa kawaida, number one. Number two, mishahara, vitu zote zimeongeza huku, mafuta imeongeza, nini zimeongeza, lakini mishahara ya hao walimu, hata si mishahara peke yake ya walimu, even other social workers, even other, public workers, mishahara haijaongezwa. And now you expect people to perform in your offices, in your national offices, in your government offices. You expect people to give you service, wasiibe. Unaongeza ushuru, unaongeza kila kitu, but uongeze mshahara. That's the same thing ambayo imekula wa Kenya with the police department. You expect police to give service, na wao ndio wanaumia the highest because wanatoka huko nje wanaenda kulinda wa Kenya. Usiku wa Kenya wakiwa wamelala, polisi ndio wanatuchunga. Al-Shabaab wakitu attack, polisi ndio watatuchunga. All these messy things, huko bandits wakifanya vituko zao, polisi ndio wanachunga wa Kenya. All these funny things zina happen. Polisi mshahara kitu wanaweza ongezwa ni 500 shillings. Sasa hiyo mafuta imeongeza, ya magari imeongeza. Sasa hiyo vitu za nyumba, chakula zimeongeza. Sasa hiyo saizi niliona wanaambiwa wanastahili kujisimamia mambo ya NHIF na NSSF. Sasa hiyo vitu zimepanda. But the last time waliongezwa mshahara, waliongezwa 500 shillings. And now you ask a question. Do we expect corruption iishe, and yet these workers, our party, whatever belongs to them, hawaongezwi mishahara? And I take you back to the video of Alfred Cher. Keter told the Kenya Kwanza government that when you are campaigning for the hustlers. You are campaigning to become leaders so that you can lead the hustlers, not the rich people. You are campaigning to change the livelihood of Kenyans. You are campaigning to change the lifestyle of the hustler that you had promised heaven on earth. And now the big question is, do you think that this government is going to ongeza mishahara this year? And even if they are going to ongeza mishahara, how much are they going to ongeza? Because kila kitu imepanda. Kutoka last year we've seen kila kitu ikipanda. But workers wa serikali like teachers and others, mishahara haijaongezwa anywhere. Are we going to see a rise kwa mishahara, ama tunaenda kuona the wave, tunaanza kuibiwa tena? Because wizi inakujana na ulipaji mbaya wa mishahara. So what should we expect? Jimmy Wanjigi the other day alisema that tuko na deni ya tumefikisha 12 trillion kutoka I think 9 or something. And he said that we should expect an economic crisis come 2024. Remember, Jimmy Wanjigi is a businessman. Remember, Jimmy Wanjigi is an economist. So now, the big question is, what should we expect from our government Number one. And number two, do you think walimu wataongezwa mishahara ama wafanyikazi wa serikali? Na if they are added mishahara, is it going to be worthy? Kitu yenye mtu atasema that now I don't need to kuibia Mkenya wa kawaida ama kuchukua kitu kidogo and work for the Kenyans. My good names are Daniel ONSARE NYAGAKA, and of course thank you so much for watching the video. Kuna video hapa na wawekea ya Keter akiongea hapo. I want you to react on it. Mniambie pale kwa comment section. What do you think? And are we on this are we safe as a nation? Are we safe as a nation? Ama we continue losing it as day goes, as hours goes, as minutes goes. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.
And I'm not about to change. And I have no apologies to make. Because unless you say as it is, there are many people who will suffer. ODINGA Kenya. Na mimi nataka kuomba Bwana Secretary General, what you mentioned about delocalization is bothering many teachers. And it will be worse because the fuel has been increased and the cost of transport will be crazy that no teacher will afford. The cost of living is on another level. You stood on a platform of bottom up. Kusaidia wale wanyonge, alafu waende juu. Lakini sasa hivi mmesahau. Mkiongeza fuel, mnatesa wale wa chini zaidi kushinda wale wa juu. Ndio mmoja wako kwa fuel to go test you. Na mtu waje kututisha hapo kidogo ati pagile moto bu amu serikali kwa mwa. Mami, yage rubuti wekityo. Sawa basi, simuko hapa. Mkitoka hapa mtuonyeshe petrol stations ya watu wa serikali na ile ya opposition. Magenge, ngibia mandazi gete bekele ngono. Anane. Na muzituambia sijini. Watu wa kumagolo za tuweka sasa wanaona mimi mreme kitu mimi maule. Anane. Kasam. There are many people who are languishing in poverty. The school fees has been increased. The cost of living is on another level. And you spoke on the same basis. Mulisema yule rais ambaye alitoka hapo anajua kuongoza. Hata mimi nikakubali. Lakini nyinyi you have made worse than Uhuru Kenyatta. Anane, ukasa kuune maisha mauli? Anane. Magisa hizo haige. Kasi hata chata tumul jamaa tumaliza. Wala ndio hapa. Jamaa mmoja asikia baiga mama mmoja asikia hapa. Mbona unataka? Hata bikeleni mandangaleta takama. Weka mkono juu wale wote wanasema ni ukweli. Asante sana. May my uncle rest in eternal peace. Thank you so much.
Haya.